November 6, 2025 regular session of the Clarksville City Council is now called to order. Our Chief of Staff will serve as the chaplain of the day. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilman McLaughlin. Chief, would you come, please, and open us in prayer? And ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to stand if you wish.
Let's pray together. Father God, we come now humbly asking for your grace, mercy, and guidance as we come together to formulate plans and activities to support your people. Father God, we pray for wisdom and justice. We pray for strength. And Father, we also pray for peace. There are those who are suffering right now because of various things that have happened in our country and all over the world. And yet, Father, we know that you hold everything in the hollow of your hand. So, Father, we ask you to join us and guide and direct us now as we govern and govern on behalf of your people. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please address the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Members, please register your attendance. Madam Clerk, take the roll, please.
All members are present with the exception of council members Wanda Smith, Jerry Haywood, and Carrie Lovato.
Thank you very much. Next item on our agenda is Planning Commission report. Councilman Streetman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Madam Clerk, will you please read the ordinances and resolution before us tonight?
Ordinance 27, 2025-26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Chris Doherty for a zone change on property located on a parcel of land fronting on the north frontage of Pollard Road, northwest of the Pollard Road and Quinton Drive intersection from R1, single-family residential district, and R3, three-family residential district, to R4, multiple family residential district. Ordinance 28, 2025-26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Janet Palmer for a zone change on property located on a parcel fronting on the northern frontage of Memorial Drive, north of Memorial Drive and Landrum Place intersection from R1, single-family residential district, to O1 office district. Ordinance 29, 2025-26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Michael T. Booth for a zone change on property located on a parcel fronting on the west frontage of Dotsonville Road, 275 plus or minus feet south of the Arrowfield Drive and Dotson Road intersection from R2 Single Family Residential District to R2A Single Family Residential District. Ordinance 30, 2025-26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of John Mark Holloman for a zone change on property located on a parcel of land fronting on the northern frontage of Paradise Hill Road, 155 plus or minus feet east of the Hayden Drive and Paradise Hill Road intersection from R1 Single Family Residential District to R6 Single Family Residential District. Ordinance 31, 2025-26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Sean Robertson for a zone change on a parcel of land fronting on the northern frontage of Meriwether Road, 1,414 plus or minus feet east of Trenton Road and Meriwether Road intersection from AG Agricultural District to R5 Residential District. Ordinance 32, 2025-26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Faith Investments for a zone change on property located on a parcel of land fronting on the southern frontage of College Street, 210 plus or minus feet northeast of Hornberger Lane and College Street intersection from M2 General Industrial District to C2 General Commercial District. Ordinance 33, 2025-26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of William Page for a zone change on property located on a parcel of land fronting on the northern frontage of Highway 41A bypass, 1,120 plus or minus feet to the east of Chesterfield Drive and Highway 41A bypass intersection, from R4 Multiple Family Residential District to C5 Highway and Arterial Commercial District. Ordinance 34, 2025-26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Michael Burkhart for a zone change on property located on a parcel of land fronting on the northern frontage of Madison Street, located center block between South 10th Street and South 11th Street, from R4 Multiple Family Residential District to C2 General Commercial District, and Resolution 29, 2025-26, a resolution approving a partial right-of-way abandonment of Cambridge Road.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilman Streetman.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Madam Clerk. Mayor, I move we go into public hearing.
Motion been made and properly seconded to revert to public hearing. Without objection, we are now in public hearing. First item is item A, ordinance 27, 2025-26, an ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Chris Doherty. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in favor of ordinance 27? If you would, give us your name, and you have 5 minutes.
My name's Chris Doherty. I live at 341 Pollard Road. I'm an inheriting partner with 2 others on this. The main reason everybody wants to know is why are we wanting this? Well, I've never seen anybody not want money, first of all. I'm expecting my first grandchild. I just got over shingles and vertigo, so we're trying to get back to work and get caught up. I have 2 inheriting partners, like I said. They've both been riddled with cancer. Their whole family is. My whole family is. That's the main reason why. We need it. We inherited something that was perfect for the older generation, close homes, small homes, 1 bedroom. That just doesn't really fit today. While it's nice on paper to some people, it's not trying to rent them out. They don't want to pay the top dollar. So it makes it hard the way they're laid out. We have open green space. We were told we could do 34 doors if we just cleared everything. We're not looking to do that. Not today, probably not the next 5-10 years. I just moved my mother-in-law in over there. We're talking about moving my parents in over there. My grandmother's still there. I live there. My wife. So we're all still there. So we can't just knock it down and let's start building 34 doors. I got a special needs son. I got to look at, when I'm not here no more, who's taking care of him? He'll never be able to work. He has cerebral palsy. That's not y'all's problem or concern, but it is mine. So I've got to do what I have to do in this life to make sure he has a life when I'm not here. I got 2 opposers out of all the homes and that's behind us. 2 opposers. One's worried about headlights. I have a neighbor across the street who backs in every night. Her headlights shine right at my house. That's residential living. That's true for any of us here. I have another opposer worried about the traffic. Yes, we have traffic. There's a lot of homes. I could develop mine. He could develop his, which he's already R4 with more property than me. The roads would handle it. We do have minor 3 or 4 cars at Pollard to get out on Peaches Mill. That's not bad. Not for here. The road could be safer. We could have some shoulders. We need the sidewalks. We have a Clarksville Transit bus stop on our property at the foot of this curve that is just so terrible. Why would they put a school bus stop there? Why would they put a city transit bus stop there? It's not that bad. They just don't want it. I understand. I'm kind of the same way. I like the country. You don't see nobody. That's me, as you could probably tell. I hate to make them mad and make them feel like that I'm going against somebody's words, but my granddad told me when he passed, do what you have to do to take care of your family. That's all we're trying to do. Thank you.
Hang on, Mr. Doherty, hang on. Anybody have questions for Mr. Doherty? All right, now, Sir, you may sit down.
Can I add one thing?
You sure can.
I pretty much, the first go, I missed a meeting here. That's why I tell y'all this won't be a fast process. I'm not some big contractor. I'm just an electrician slash dump truck driver. I missed the first meeting, so you can already see that this is gonna be a drawn-out process. I pretty much had a unanimous yes the first time at the first meeting. The second meeting, I mentioned possibly selling, and I could use the R4 as an advantage. I felt like it turned some people away because I mentioned selling. Let's face it, if I sell it today to Mr. Rick Rita back there, he's gonna wanna do the same thing. He don't want his 50-year-old house, a 40-year-old house, and 2 duplexes that are 30 years old. He wants maximum value, so I don't see where using that really should default against us, because that's what we're all gonna do. When Mr. Wood's time expires, he has 2 children. It's my age. They're gonna be doing the same thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 27? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 27? If you would, give us your name, and you have 5 minutes.
My name is Michael Dillon. I live directly across the street from the property, and I am here opposing this just because of what he finished up his statement with, how that's going to affect my property and my resale value and my lifestyle. It's my understanding that I sent a email about my opposition with my reasons to the RPC committee. I understand everybody has seen that, so I'm not going to repeat that. What I would like to do is, he spoke earlier about he has 2 people opposing. That's not necessarily the case. If you could, Melissa, thank you. Pass that around, and I'll let you guys have a look at that, ladies and gentlemen. These are signatures I have, pretty much the entire property owners and some renters around this property in question that have signed opposing this R4. So while that's going around, you'll note that there's a couple people there that aren't property owners. They're renters over on Ridgeline. They asked me, I was actually just looking for owners, property owners, because I feel they have the most onus on the say for this. But they questioned me, well, what does that mean? And I told them, they said, well, I don't want that either, because I have to look at that if something gets built behind me. I'm renting here, not in an apartment, because I don't want to be in an apartment complex. So, so pretty much, if you look at the addresses in the property parcel, that's everybody all the way around that property that signs stating they oppose this. And obviously, we all can't come here and speak. So, having presented all that, and you have that before you, and everybody, I believe, has seen my statement. That is my case this evening, unless somebody has some questions.
Thank you, Mr. Dillon. Any questions for Mr. Dillon? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience that wishes to speak against ordinance 27? Mr. Wood, give us your name, and you have 5 minutes.
I'm the one that called the mayor the other day and he ain't returned my phone call. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to. I'm just kidding. My name's Anthony Wood, and
Thanks, Anthony.
I feel sorry for this gentleman. I know his son. I see him all the time out in the yard.
If you would speak into the microphone that way.
I said I feel sorry for this young man behind this because he does have a son like that, and he's had problems and he's done this and he's done that. Well, let me tell you a little secret about myself real quick. I went to the doctor October 2nd, excuse me, to a simple test. 3 days later, I woke up. I died. Technically, by law, I died. They give me a medicine, and I'm the first person. They've given this dosage over 1 million times. They give it to me. I tell my wife, I said, I'm itching. She said, what's wrong? I said, I don't know. By that time, I said, I need to sit down. Like I said, that was on Thursday afternoon. Monday afternoon, they They took the things out of my throat. They couldn't believe me. The doctor walks in there, he goes, Mr. Wood, we didn't do this. Now, doctors don't normally tell you this. He said, your Savior done this. So I feel sorry for him. But let me tell you something. When you wake up 3.5 days later, and they tell you, the doctor will come in there, here's what he said. I'm the one that pronounced you dead, Mr. Wood. So I feel sorry for him, but I don't want y'all to feel no sorry for him that you do me. Now, getting to the property. This is the same thing we talked about 2 years ago. There's one thing that people forget. That road is one of my biggest issues. My kids, my grandkids come there. But in the last 2 years, we've had an accident out there that took 2 lives. The roads have not changed. The drivers have. They drive crazy. And I called the police department, asked about putting the speed bumps up there. I called the county and said, can we put some speed bumps out there to slow people down? People are not going to slow down. This is an old area. I know this grandfather I've been there, I think, 38 years. And I never heard the man say one time about selling the property at all. And I'm not saying Chris is lying. I don't mean that at all. But I lived next door from 38 years. He's about 36. He's been gone a couple of years now. But anyway, we don't want it. It's old residential area. I have 3.5 acres. Mine's zoned for apartments. And he's right. My kids may do it, but they've never expressed. They're like Mr. Doherty. They've never expressed anything like that. But I wish you'd take a look at the map. I guess they've got a map showing this road. We went out to the planning commission the other day, and he mentioned putting where the stop sign. There's a stop sign there. Put a stop sign by the front of this where his property stops, where the traffic will slow down there. The only problem with that, you come around a curve to a stop sign. It's just it's not a situation that I want to be around. I live next door to it, and you say 34 apartments. That don't mean nothing. That's a lot of tax money, I guess. That's what everybody looks at now, tax money, tax money. But y'all also approved one off of right up the road from us, right across from Pictures Mill on Pollard Road. It's going to probably have 200 units there. There's an apartment right on the end there that they just built 2 units there. He says there's no problem getting in and out of there. There's not right now because nobody lives there. But once them people start backing out to where that bus he talks about, there's a stop sign there. There's also a bus stop right there. The bus is going to have a problem. They pull out and everything. But if you look at the area that we're talking about, we're not asking for nothing. We're not asking for y'all to, we just ask to look at fair judgment. I've been told as soon as this gets rezoned, he's selling. Not 10 years from now, maybe 10 minutes from now. Y'all look at it the way you want to. I've been there before, and I made basically the same speech. I don't have to lie. I just hope they don't have to have people living right next door to me, 34 people. I've had the same neighbor besides Chris and his wife moved in there for 35, 36 years. Mr. Doherty's still living. My wife went over and seen her the other day. She'd been sick, so we went over and seen her. I didn't, but my wife did. So they've been good neighbors. But they're the only ones live there in that one house that Chris moved there. Now they're there, and I don't have a problem with Chris. I'll be honest with you. I've known him ever since he was a little boy. I don't have nothing against him. I wish him the best. I hope God touches his son. I hope God touches him. Because God's the only
Thank
one
you,
to do
Mr.
stuff.
Wood. Thank you, Mr. Wood.
I was preaching.
I know you were.
He don't like to hear preaching, y'all. Thank you, brother.
You gone
Thank
from
you, Mr.
preaching to
Pitts.
meddling there,
Mr. Joe
brother.
Pitts, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Hang on, let me see if anybody has any questions for Mr. Wood. We see none. Thank you.
Don't forget to call me.
I'll call you. You put me on
Y'all heard
notice.
that. Thank you, sir.
All right, our code allows for rebuttal. If you're in favor of this ordinance and would like to offer rebuttal, we have time for one speaker, 3 minutes. If you're, okay, no rebuttal. All right, we're now ready for the next item. Item is B, ordinance 28, 2025, 26, an ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Janet Palmer. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in favor of ordinance 28? Mr. Garrett, if you would, please give us your name, and you have 5 minutes. Give those to Lieutenant Spielhagen.
All right, good evening, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Richard Garrett, 1488 Collinsview Way. So tomorrow, my wife LaQuivia and I are going to be the new owners of this particular property that we're seeking rezoning on. We're requesting to rezone from R1 to O1 so we can convert a dilapidated single-family house into a professional real estate office. This project improves safety, eliminates blight, and strengthens the corridor's appearance while continuing the existing O1 and C2 pattern already present on Memorial Drive. And we look directly across the street, as you'll see in your packets. We already have 1844 Memorial Drive and 301 Landrum Place, both zoned O1. 1840 and 1842 Memorial Drive are both C2. So this corridor already functions as professional and light commercial zone. Approving this request is just a logical extension of the O1 C2 corridor, not a change in character. When we look at the zoning pattern, because there's some arguments about what's happening on the side of the property that the subject property is. On this very same side, when you look from Haynes Street to Hilldale Lane, there's a total of 31 single-family houses, 10 of which have already been converted to O1, 21 remain R1. That means about 1/3 of the side of the street is already zoned for office. Rezoning this property keeps the corridor consistent with that existing pattern that and extends what the council has previously approved. The inspection report, also in your packets and has been emailed, shows like cut floor joists, missing rim joists, deteriorated roof framing, outdated wiring, leaks, contaminated insulation. We're not just improving a property, we're eliminating a safety and visual hazard. All of those issues will be corrected as part of the renovation to bring it fully to code. The property is completely surrounded by mature trees, so when we look at it, it has a natural buffer on both sides of it and behind it. This enables privacy from the neighbors. With only 2 employees and limited visitor traffic, the office activity will barely be noticeable. The existing tree line screens the buildings from neighbors, and there will be no lighting spilling or noise impact. This ensures the project doesn't affect neighborhood enjoyment or visibility. Now, as far as our proposed design and renovation plan, we plan to paint the interior white with black trim windows, convert the carport into finished space, and add landscaping and parking. Inside, the layout includes the 3 office spaces, conference room, and design center with glass partitions and modern finishes. These improvements will upgrade the property aesthetically and increase its value while staying residential in scale. And so when we look at traffic and operations, our operations are weekdays only from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Only 2 employees work on site, and a few tenants stop by during the week, the first week of each month to pay rent. Outside of that, we're in real estate, so most of the time we meet clients at the properties that we deal with versus in our office. We do on occasion have them come in, but again, it's very minimum. And our office hours are 10 to 4 when most residents are at work, at school typically. So we won't be incurring a lot of traffic there. And so when we look at our public benefit and commitments, this project eliminates a blighted structure, creates a code-compliant professional office, improves curb appeal and streetscape. It raises property values and tax revenue. And we're also committing to voluntarily office use only, limited hours of operation, downshifted lighting, professional scale signage. These conditions ensure compatibility with surrounding residents. We've also received a letter of support from our immediate next door neighbor that's also in your packets at 1859 Memorial Drive, who appreciates the investment and improvements we're making to this corridor. So in closing, I'd just like to say that this project extends the existing O1C2 zoning, improves the neighborhood appearance, and provides low-traffic professional use that enhances both safety and value along Memorial Drive. and I respectfully request your support and vote to approve this rezoning. Thank you.
All right, any questions for Mr. Garrett? Councilman Zacharias, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Garrett, we spoke right before the meeting, and I told you that I meant to make an apology, and I'm still going to make that apology. I got your message. I got your email. I just did not have a time to return your call. If this council was being asked to approve the project, I would have no problem with this, for all the reasons that you said. But you know better than most that that's not what this council is being asked to consider right now. We're being asked to consider, should we rezone a piece of property that is currently zoned residential to an office use? And with that being the question, I'm inclined to vote no on this. There are no other, I understand that we are across the street from, office or commercial type buildings. But on that side of the road, this would be the only non-residential property within 10 lots on either side. I'm worried about what that's going to do to future rezoning applications as this non-residential use starts to creep out from this introduction. Excuse me. And for that reason, like I said, I'm inclined to vote no, but I'm going to go through this information here that you passed out between now and then. Thank you. Excuse me.
And thank you, and I appreciate your open-mindedness.
Councilman Smith, you're recognized. And for the record, I'm sorry, Councilman Smith and Councilman Haywood are present. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Garrett, I appreciate you bringing forth your information and showing that there are O1s on the same side. Is that what you're saying, or where you want to put that O1 in the residential neighborhood?
Yes, ma'am.
All of these here
Yes, all of those addresses.
are O1s.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, when it was presented to us, it was as if your O1 was the only one on that side of the road, so it is not.
Correct.
Okay.
10 out of 31.
Wow, okay. You know that we have a petition against this, right, from the residents,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? And I know that you do a good job in making sure, because you've been on this council, you kind of know what we're looking for, and I appreciate that. You did your due diligence and giving us a layout, and you do a pretty good job on making sure we're following the rules and policies. Yeah, and I speak for the people.
Yes, ma'am.
And that petition kind of weighs heavy on me. But I'm glad to know that there are other office zones in the same one that you're requesting. So this is a hard one for me. But thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Councilman Chandler, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. The way the house is now, is it habitable?
It's habitable with rehab. You'll have to do some things to the roof to kind of mitigate potential issues.
No, what I'm asking, evidently you provided us with several pictures,
Yes, sir.
is if I wanted to move into it tomorrow,
It's going to need some work.
huh?
You're going to need to do some work to it.
Thank you.
Any more questions for Mr. Garrett? Thank you. Thank you, sir. No more
Thank you,
questions. You're welcome. Anyone else in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 28? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 28?
We got one more in favor.
All right, Ms. Garrett, if you would, give us your name, and you have 5 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Laquivia Garrett. I live at 1488 Collinsview Way, Clarksville, Tennessee. Alongside my husband, Richard Garrett, I am the co-owner of Concord Realty. As a businesswoman and a longtime resident of Clarksville, I truly care about the integrity and the appearance of our community. I call this place home. The property in question, 1857 Memorial Drive, isn't just a project for us. It's a commitment to revitalize a neglected home and turn it into something that adds beauty and value to the neighborhood. As a woman in business, I truly value professionalism and presentation, but also understand the importance of being a good neighbor. That design that you guys have is intentionally modest. We had an architect look at, this is a professional design that you guys have depicted before you. It looks and feels just like a home with more polished and professional touches. We're going to keep the existing tree buffers, adding taste and landscaping to make sure the lighting and parking is subtle. The goal is to blend beautifully in this neighborhood, not to stand out or disrupt any one piece. One thing I love about Clarksville, and the reason why I call this place home, is because it encourages entrepreneurship and growth. It's the best place to live, right? This project not only represents a small local business reinvesting back into the city, but it's not a corporate chain. It's not an out-of-town developer. It's real local people. As a woman in real estate, I want this office to serve as a positive example for others, my daughters as well, my children as well, that you can be a young person who wants something and you can grow your own here in Clarksville. You don't have to leave to grow. You can stay here and grow. From a practical standpoint, this office will only have 2 employees, little to no daily customers and traffic. It operates on short hours, as you already heard. But from an impact standpoint, it will completely transform the corridor looks, turning a property that is seen as an eyesore into something that's clean, safe, and inviting. I believe good business should make communities better. And that's exactly what we're here doing, making it better. We're asking for your support because we've done this the right way, with care, with communication, and with community in mind. This isn't just about a zoning line. It's about building space that reflects pride, professionalism, and possibility for this corridor and for Clarksville. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Any questions for Ms. Garrett? Thank you. Now, is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak against ordinance 28? We're ready for item C, ordinance 29, 2025-26, an ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Michael T. Booth. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in favor of ordinance 29? Mr. Rita, if you would, give us your name, and you have 5 minutes.
Hello, council, mayor. My name's Ricky Rita. We're at 1820 Memorial Circle. We're asking today for the R2A on Dotsonville Road. We have sidewalks. We have the bus route. We have good transit there. I think it's the right zoning today. I ask for your favor. Ms. Booth asked for your favor so she can move on with her property. If there's any questions, I'm going to keep it simple.
Any questions for Mr. Rita? Councilman McLaughlin, you're recognized.
Just a comment. Thank you for listening to the desire of us last time you came in front of us for an R6 to propose something that's more conducive to the adjacent neighborhood.
Yes, ma'am.
Any more comment or question for Mr. Rita? Councilman Chandler, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. You said sidewalks?
Yes, sir.
The frontage on this is going to be Dotsonville Road, correct?
It is, yes, sir.
So there's not going to be a sidewalk on Dotsonville Road, though, is it?
I think anything in this size, this zoning, sir, has a sidewalk recipe to have a sidewalk in front of it. And we're sitting, sir, we're probably sitting 100 foot from Wildwood subdivision to tie that sidewalk in. And that's something that I would work to have that sidewalk tied in. As before I spoke a year ago, I wanted to tie that sidewalk in there. It's nothing that I have to do, but it's something that I would do.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Any more comment or question for Mr. Rita? Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 29? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 29? Now ready for item D, ordinance 30, 2025-26, an ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of John Mark Holloman. Anyone in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 30? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 30? Next item, item E, ordinance 31, 2025-26, an ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Sean Robertson. Anyone in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 31? Anyone wish to speak in favor of ordinance 31? Anyone wish to speak against ordinance 31? We have, code allows for 2 people on each side. So if you would, give us your name, and you have 5 minutes, sir.
Thank you. My name is William Drexel. I live at 966 Culverson Court, Greenbrier Estates in Clarksville. I have here some letters of objection I'd like to give to the
If you would, hand those
Counsel.
to Lieutenant Spielhagen,
Okay.
and she'll give them to the clerk.
One of the letters is an objection to the sewer coming across our property. The other letter is one that's an objection to the sewer, a sewer line going across their property. And there's a third letter that that the HOA there at Greenbrier is objecting to any tie-in of any sewer from that area that wants the zoning change. I speak tonight on behalf of the homeowners in the HOA, and that they are opposed to the change in the zoning. There's several reasons why that is happening, why we were against it. One is, of course, is the traffic that's going to be generated from a proposal like this that's going to come out onto Meriwether Road. Right now, Meriwether Road at a good part of the day is congested with traffic because there's 3 schools right there. There's an elementary school, middle school, and a high school there. And this proposal would worsen that situation. Secondly, the applicant had performed a 3-hour traffic count for his proposal, and it showed a picture of no traffic there. Well, my line of work is I'm a civil engineer, and I design subdivisions of commercial residential developments, environmental permitting and things like that, sewers, drainage. And what I would do in my experience would be to perform a traffic study on that area, a 16-hour traffic count. And in that respect, then I would be able to determine the peak hour of traffic volume and level of service for Meriwether. And it also would include the counts at the intersection of Meriwether and Trenton Road. So those turning movements would show at what time of day you get most of your traffic, most of the turns, and there's usually a peak in the morning and a peak in the evening. You know, people coming home from work, people leaving school. Meriwether has a school zone, a 20-mile-an-hour school zone there. That they it looks like they recently added that, and that would have to be taken into consideration, and I don't believe it has. So the other reason we're objecting against this is objecting to this is the sewerage. There was an attempt of the developer to dispose of the sewage into the city facility, but that sewer is not available. They tried to get into the Meriwether, and that's not available because they're maxed out. In Greenbrier, they think about getting there, and the only way to get there is across our properties, 966, 968. That's why we have the letters. And I also have the letter, like I said, from the HOA that says under no circumstances would they be allowed to tie in to the HOA sewer. So, in that respect, this is why we have these objections to this site. It's overkill, over-design.
Thank you, Mr. Drexel. Your 5 minutes is up. I do apologize. Are there any questions for Mr. Drexel? Hang on, Mr. Drexel, we have questions. Councilman Peters, you're recognized.
I don't really have a question. I just want to make a comment here, if I may, please.
Yeah.
I travel Meriwether Road 2 or 3 times a week.
Yep.
And that road can be treacherous at best on certain days, especially when you're approaching Oakland Road. That area down there is just not conducive to adding this kind of additional residents to this area. I can't support this. I hope you guys will join me in not supporting this. This is just bad for our city. It's bad for the community. It's just not a good choice to make. So that's the only comment I wanted to make. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Drexel? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 31? If you would, give us your name, and you have 5 minutes.
My name is Kevin Bean. I live at 1037 Glenhurst Way in Meriwether Farms. We object to this change, zoning change, and I'm going to read you the statement that we've come up with for our whole subdivision. Dear council members, Mr. Mayor, as a representative of Meriwether Farms Phase 2 Homeowners Association, with the utmost respect, submit this letter to formally object the proposed zoning change request Z43 2025, which seeks to rezone the property in question from agriculture to residential R5. This proposal threatens the very foundation of our neighborhoods, and we implore you to reject it to protect our residents' rights, safety, and well life. Our concerns is incompatibility with the surrounding land use. The proposed R5 zoning permits high-density residential development, which clashes with the existing character of Meriwether Farms and nearby neighborhoods. Our community features single-family homes and spacious lots, and introducing high-density housing would disrupt the area's rural and suburban essence. Infrastructure strains and environmental impact. Routing the sewer connection through Meriwether Farms Phase 2 raises serious issue about our existing infrastructures, capacity, and reliability. The added load could surpass current limits, causes service interruptions and ongoing maintenance and challenges. Property rights and easement. The sewer lines would necessitate access across privately owned lots in our HOA. Many of these homes lack existing easements for this purpose, and homeowners have not been consulted or granted consent. The situation poses major legal and ethical questions around the property rights and due process. The traffic and safety concerns. Higher residential density would boost traffic on roads that are unprepared for such expansion, endangering residents, especially those of our children, as well as the pedestrians, and diminishing our community quality of life. Lack of community access concerns. This is so disturbing with the absence of substantive dialogue with our HOA and residents on this proposal. Developments of this magnitude demands in-depth discussions with the impact community to foster transparency and shared understanding. Flooding issues. Meriwether Farms remained flood-free for 19 years until February 2025, as we noticed the water was getting closer to our homes. And in April 2025, it happened. We had a dozen homes that had anywhere from 12 to 21 inches of water in their crawl spaces, as well as several homes had water in their garages. This was caused by overbuilding with poor drainage systems that are not working properly. The proposed zoning change can and will cause Meriwether Farms to flood worse than it did in April 2025. It cost me $30,000 to repair my crawl space. I can't afford to pay that again, nor can my neighbors in this zoning change. Given these issues and concerns, we ask the City Council to deny the zone change request Z43 2025. The homeowners of Meriwether Farms Phase 2 are committed to safeguarding our neighborhoods' integrity and character, and welcome future discussions. Thank you for your attention and considerations. Any questions for me?
Thank you. Did you say Bean or Bing?
Bean,
Bean.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you. We have a question. Councilman Streetman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I know that there was a speaker in opposition before you as well, but we've received numerous emails, and let me state, I have tried to respond to many of them, and I apologize for any that I didn't respond to today, but other than yourself and the previous speaker, is there anyone else here with you
yes, if
today?
you're from Meriwether Farm, Greenbrier, Meriwether Road, please raise your hand or stand up so we can show the support to deny this, this approval.
That was my only question. Thank you, sir.
Any
Yes,
more
ma'am.
questions for Mr. Bean? Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next item on our public hearing list is item F, ordinance 32, 2025-26, an ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Faith Investments. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in favor of ordinance 32? If you would, give us your name, and you have 5 minutes.
Hi there, I'm Jamie Wallace, 724 Salem Ridge Road. I just asked that you would grant us this approval to change to C2 on the zoning. All the proposed uses are C2 and the M2 heavy industrials uncharacteristic for the area now. So ask for your blessing on this approval.
Any questions for Ms. Wallace? Thank you. Anyone else in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 32? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 32? Next item is item G, ordinance 33, 2025-26, an ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of William Page. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in favor of ordinance 33? Mr. Berner, give us your name, and you have 5 minutes.
Sean Berner, 2388 Lucy Court. I'm here to answer any questions and would like for your consideration on the zoning change.
Any questions for Mr. Berner? Councilman Holloman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Berner, so what are your plans for this? Is this going to be just like another strip mall, or?
No, actually, it's going to be rental space for just regular general office space.
Okay, so like a strip mall?
Well, no, actually, it's going to be for, we have a real estate company, we've got a construction company, we have a property management company, and then we'll break up certain offices inside to offer for.
Use it as like a headquarters kind of?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any more questions for Mr. Berner? Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 33? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 33? Next item is item H, ordinance 34, 2025-26, an ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Michael Burkhart. Anyone in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 34? Mr. Burkhart, give us your name, and you have 5 minutes.
My name is Michael Burkhart, and I thank you for the time to let me share briefly with you. It'll be brief and sincere, my remarks. I hope that you're familiar with the property. We have sent a proposal to you that describes the nature of the change. It going from R4 to C2 was necessitated because it's going to be a commercial business. And just a real brief history. The Burkhart family bought this property in the late 70s, and we occupied it as a bookkeeping service for about 8 years. And we outgrew that property, and we were fortunate to buy the building next door. From that time, from about 1989, I've rented it as rental property, and I've been very careful to safeguard that as a historical type of property and to infuse money into preserving it as I was able to do so. I've met Ms. Obendorfer, and I like her business model and her work ethic, and I think she's going to do a good job of representing that property and enhancing the community, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions you may have now.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Burkhart? Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time.
Anyone else in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 34? Ms. Obendorfer, if you would, give us your name and you have 5 minutes.
Bethany Obendorfer. Didn't know that you were going to be here, so you didn't get my email.
I got Anthony's phone call, though, apparently.
Okay. I guess I'll just go through and read the letter that I wrote, unless everybody's already read the letter that I wrote. Okay. Dear members of the council and Mr. Mayor, on behalf of Tiny Mother's General Store and the property owner, Mr. Burkhart, I respectfully submit for your consideration a rezoning request for the property located at 1015 Madison Street from R4 to C2. Tiny Mother's is not merely a retail store. Our purpose in seeking this is rooted in community first vision to restore a historic home, which we have actively done beautifully on the inside, working on the exterior. Activated as a year-round hub for community, locally sourced food, holistic wellness, and educational services to thereby strengthen the neighborhood fabric. While supporting Clarksville's growth and vitality. It is intended as a gathering space in an area identified as underserved and healthy food access. This property currently lies in between an existing C2, it's the Hair Mart, and then Burkhart Bookkeeping, which is also, it's right in between there. It's a logical low-impact solution. It is approximately 6-minute drive from Austin Peay and downtown, so it's accessible by students, by families, and the local neighbors. This also calls for restoration of a historic home rather than a demolition of it, thereby preserving the character of the district. Approval of this rezoning would deliver meaningful, tangible benefits to the city of Clarksville and the surrounding neighborhood. Our economic impact of supporting local farmers, artisans, and other small business owners, it's generating local jobs, retains business revenue within Clarksville. The health and wellness side provides reliable access to fresh organic produce and wellness-oriented services, once again in an area identified as lacking healthy food options. It contributes to the restoration and active use of a historic structure, enhancing neighborhood identity, property values, and community pride. It also offers a safe, inviting space for neighbors to connect, learn, and grow together, fostering stronger social ties and neighborhood cohesion. The potential concerns, we have gone through every potential concern we can think of. I didn't know that people did traffic maps. I have been counting cars. He's been counting cars. That would have been very helpful. The events are scheduled to avoid the peak hours of commute. We have bus stop 5 located in the yard. Actually, my plan is to relatively soon add a bench and some type of awning for the people that use the bus stop because there is not one. And it would have to be done inside of the yard because there's a sidewalk and then immediate street. We are also encouraging more active modes of transportation such as bicycling, walking. Let's see. No heavy foot traffic upstairs at all. That's primarily my office. And so that most of the level is just management only. The hours of operation are projected to be 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 10 to 8 Friday and Saturday, and 11 to 7 on Sunday. This business is family-oriented, quiet, peaceful. We will have no late-night events, no heavy machinery, no operations of any sort like that. And also, this aligns fully, to the best of my ability, with the city's, I lost my word, and I can't find it here. The SMART plan. That one. That.
Comprehensive plan.
So everything else is in a PowerPoint. If y'all would like to see more specifics on what I'm trying to do, and I'm available for any questions.
Questions for Ms. Obendorfer? Councilman Smith, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for bringing forth that information. It helps me to think, should we do this or not?
Yes.
Have you talked to any of the residents that this business will be around?
Yes.
Okay, are they okay with it?
Everyone is very excited.
Okay, then. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more comment or question for Ms. Obendorfer? Thank you very much. Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 34? Next item is item I, Resolution 29, 2025-26, a resolution approving a partial right-of-way abandonment of Cambridge Road. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in favor of Resolution 29? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 29? Councilman Streetman.
Thank you, Mayor. I move we go back into regular session.
Motion been made and properly seconded. Revert back to regular session. We're now in regular session. Councilman Streetman.
Thank you, Mayor. Based on advice from our legal counsel, all motions will be made in the form of approval. Ordinance 27, 2025, 26, first reading, an ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Chris Doherty for a zone change on property located on a parcel of land fronting on the north frontage of Pollard Road, northwest of the Pollard Road and Quentin Drive intersection from R1 Single Family Residential District, R3 Three Family Residential District to R4 Multiple Family Residential District. The Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommended approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 27. Councilman Chandler, you're recognized on ordinance
Thanks, Mayor.
27.
As I stated last week, and Mr. Wood brought it up again, is the major apartment complex that's just right across the street and just barely down from this. There are other ways on Pollard Road to get out to Peaches Mill Road, but I don't know where the gentleman got that 2 or 3 cars is easy to get out. I had to visit one of the older council members that lives in that area, and it took me a good 4 or 5 minutes to get out. And to get out, I actually committed an illegal thing, and that was I went in the turning lane. I went into the turning lane. That's not what the turning lane's for. It's not a runway. Until we find out exactly what this huge apartment complex is going to be, I can't support this. I can't support it at all. There's no sidewalk. It is Pollard Road was built when I was a child, going back to the Marshall Farm. And it has not been widened. And it's just, on the very backside, we have a city trailhead. So when you start talking about adding all the people that live there and all the people that go down to the trailhead, I don't see where we can add another car to it. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman McLaughlin, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll try not to repeat what the previous speaker mentioned. There are also subdivisions that are yet to be built down Pollard Road that are already zoned for that and will add additional traffic once those are developed. And if anybody has not driven down Pollard Road, I've been there where it's backed up as far as Dale Terrace and beyond, people trying to merge onto Peters Mill Road. And what will happen eventually, if it's not already happening, is speeding through neighborhoods to cut throughs to get to Peters Mill Road. There's no other R4 on Pollard Road in this area, and let's keep it that way. We've gotten into the habit of looking what is there, and once we introduce new zoning, then we open it up for everybody else. So I hope that everybody votes no for this. Thank you.
Councilman Streetman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I support the statements that were made before me. And also want to point out that when you, as I stated last week, when you look at this on 3 sides of this property, is all zoned R1. And, I'm okay as far as when you're looking at R4 and thinking about it there on Peters Mill, you're talking about a main thoroughfare, but as was referenced before me, then you start getting into these outside roads, and if you're putting the higher density deeper in there, that's where you're going to be creating problems. So for me, I will be voting no tonight, just as I did at the RPC meeting.
Councilman Chandler, you're recognized.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. I do want to clear something up real quick, and the fact is, for Mr. Doherty, I feel extremely sorry for him. I'm not by any means hoping that my vote tonight will cause him any further problems. Believe me, I know what you go through with illnesses. Thank you.
Any more comment or question regarding ordinance 27? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
0 yes, 12 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 27 fails. Councilman Streetman.
Ordinance 28, 2025, 26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Janet Palmer for a zone change on property located on a parcel fronting on the north frontage of Memorial Drive, north of Memorial Drive and Landrum Place intersection from R1 Single Family Residential District to O1 Office District. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommended disapproval. I make a motion for approval.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 28. Councilman Smith, you're recognized on ordinance 28.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me say something. I misspoken on this ordinance. There is no petition against this ordinance. There was only one person. I was thinking about Meriwether Road, that the petition that I had. So there is no petition against ordinance 28, 20, 25, 26. So I will be voting in favor of this ordinance. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Chandler, you're recognized.
Y'all gonna get tired of hearing my voice tonight. I drove out there this morning to look at this area, and when you're coming out Memorial Drive, all the way from Madison Street down to where they just tore down Moss's Cafe, that whole right side is nothing but commercial properties, O1 businesses. On the same side, if you go back toward Ursery Road on that corner right there, nothing there but businesses. Looking at the packet that Mr. Garrett passed out, I honestly and truthfully think he'd be doing the residents a favor. When you look at the pictures of the deterioration of the house, I would venture to say that it health department, building codes, or somebody could easily tag that as being uninhabitable. So that's why I asked him about it. And I just, to me, another thing too is it's level. There's no hidden curves, and to me it would be an improvement for that. So with that, I'm going to vote in favor of it. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Holloman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm against this one, and it's just simply to put it simply. We've seen it so many times up here. It's a slow chiseling away of neighborhoods. It's like, oh, we're gonna. So, for example, this one, like, oh, that's just a O1, just right here. There are other O1s on Memorial Drive on the same side, but further down. I mean, if you go from, I'm looking at the map right now, like West Park Drive. I'm getting into that. Allenwood Drive, Hilldale Lane to Clearwater Lane. That's all R1. Like right, I mean, you can't see it, but all right there in the top. And so what I just see this chiseling it away, chiseling away our neighborhoods, and I'm going to be against it. That's all I've got. Thank you.
Any more comment or question regarding ordinance 28? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
4 yes, 8 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 28 fails. Councilman Streetman.
Ordinance 29, 2025, 26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Michael T. Booth for a zone change on property located on a parcel fronting on the west frontage of Dotsonville Road, 275 plus or minus feet south of the Arrowfield Drive and Dotsonville Road intersection from R2 Single Family Residential District to R2A Single Family Residential District. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommended approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 29. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 29? Councilman McLaughlin, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. As a council member for this area, I do want to restate again that I appreciate the fact that Mr. Rita listened to us last time this was up for an R6 zone change to come up with something conducive to the existing subdivision. would appreciate everybody's support on this. Again, it's single-family houses next to single-family houses. Thank you.
Councilman Chandler, you're recognized.
Last one. Of these.
Oh, I got you.
I won't be shutting up anytime soon. I'm gonna vote in favor of this, but just a fair warning. This is right around the corner from where I live, and I will watch every shovel full of dirt that's turned. And believe me, if something goes wrong, we'll know about it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Be very afraid. Councilman Streetman. you're
Thank you,
recognized.
Mayor. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I agree with the representative for this ward. And this is one step up from an R2 to an R2A. You're talking about possibly one more lot than what they would have as it's currently zoned. And I too agree with what was stated and appreciate that the applicant did listen to us and came back and made that change. So I thank you for that as well.
Councilman Holloman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to be voting against this, and the reason for it, there's no R2A surrounding it anywhere. It's surrounded by R2 to the north and to the west, and to the south, it's ag, and to the east, it's R1. We see this all the time. It's like, well, we're only going from R2 to R2A, and it's like slow incremental process. It's always more. You got to have more density, bigger buildings. It's just a nonstop process. It's a nonstop push. And, I don't see any reason why it can't just stay R2. That's all. Thank you.
Councilman McLaughlin, you're recognized.
I just want to reiterate that this is on the edge of the city limits, so adjacent to this is the county, which we have no control over. Just want to mention that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more comment or question regarding ordinance 29? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
11 yes, 1 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 29 passes. First reading. Councilman Streetman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 30, 2025, 26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of John Mark Holloman for a zone change on property located on a parcel of land fronting on the northern frontage of Paradise Hill Road, 155 plus or minus feet east of the Hayden Drive and Paradise Hill Road intersection from R1 Single Family Residential District to R2 Single Family Residential District. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommended approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 30. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 30? Councilman McLaughlin, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. My reason for voting no on the Pollard Road zone change was for traffic, and this is like 9 million times worse. It would not be responsible for us to rezone this until the state gets Trenton Road widened. We're looking at adding 61 units under this proposal. 100. Am I in the wrong one?
Yeah, you're on the wrong one.
Disregard. Sorry, I was all fired up for you neighbors. I was all fired up. All fired.
We'll rewind the tape. Any comment or question regarding this ordinance? Nice to know she's human. All right, seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
10 yes, 1 no, 1 abstain.
Ordinance 30 passes. First reading. Councilman Streetman.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 31, 2025, 26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Sean Robertson for a zone change on a parcel of land fronting on the northern frontage of Meriwether Road, 1,414 plus or minus feet east of Trenton Road and Meriwether Road intersection from AG Agriculture District to R5 Residential District. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommended disapproval. I make a motion for approval.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 31. Councilman Zacharias, you're recognized.
I'm so sorry, but I had planned to do this before. In light of the comments that we heard last week, and the fact that we have so many people here expressing an opinion and we have nobody here to speak in favor of this ordinance, I want to call for the question.
Question been called. Any objection to the question, which is to cease discussion?
Already made some of my comments.
All right. Okay, no objections, so we are now voting on the measure before us, which is ordinance 31. Every member, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote?
It's okay, I did work.
All right, Madam Clerk, please take that vote.
0 yes, 12 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 31 fails. Councilman Streetman.
Ordinance 32, 2025, 26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Faith Investments for a zone change on property located on a parcel of land fronting on the southern frontage of College Street, 210 plus or minus feet northeast of Hornberger Lane and College Street intersection from M2 General Industrial District to C2 General Commercial District. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommend approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 32. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 32? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 32 passes first reading. Councilman Streetman, you're recognized.
An ordinance 33, 2025, 26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of William Page for a zone change on property located on a parcel of land fronting on the northern frontage of Highway 41A bypass, 1,120 plus or minus feet to the east of Chesterfield Drive and Highway 41A bypass intersection from R4 Multiple Family Residential District to C5 Highway and Arterial Commercial District. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommend approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 33. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 33? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 33 passes first reading. Councilman Streetman, you're recognized.
Ordinance 34, 2025, 26, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning code and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Michael Burkhart for a zone change on property located on a parcel of land fronting on the northern frontage of Madison Street, located center block between South 10th Street and South 11th Street from R4 Multiple Family Residential District to C2 General Commercial District. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommend approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 34. Any comment or question regarding this ordinance? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
11 yes, 1 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 34 passes first reading. Councilman Streetman.
Resolution 29, 2025, 26, a resolution approving a partial right-of-way abandonment of Cambridge Road. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommended approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of Resolution 29. Any comment or question regarding Resolution 29? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Resolution 29 is adopted. Councilman Streetman?
That concludes my report, Mayor.
All right, we're now ready for consent agenda. Madam Clerk, please read the consent agenda.
All items in this portion of the agenda are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and may be approved by one motion. However, a member of the council may request that an item be removed for separate consideration under the appropriate committee report. Resolution 25, 2025, 26, a resolution approving a certificate of compliance for sale of wine in a food store at Kroger Limited Partnership 1, doing business as Kroger number 580, located at 2015 Needmore Road. Resolution 26, 2025, 26, a resolution approving a retail liquor store certificate of compliance for Ghanshyam Patel for Corks and Caps Liquor Store located at 100 Highland Bluff Way, and repealing the certificate of compliance for Barrel and Bottle Liquor Store at 447 Warfield Boulevard. Resolution 27, 2025, 26, a resolution approving a certificate of compliance for sale of wine in a food store at Sudden Service number 75, located at 1550 Hancock Road. Resolution 28, 2025, 26, A resolution approving appointments to the Adult-Oriented Establishment Board, the After-Hours Establishment Board, and the Museum Board, and the adoption of minutes from October 2nd.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'll entertain a motion and a second. Motion been made and properly seconded on the consent agenda. Any member wish to be recognized on the consent agenda? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
The consent agenda is adopted. We're now ready for the Finance Committee report. Chairman Streetman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 21, 2025, 26, first reading. An ordinance to amend the official code, Title II, Alcoholic Beverages, Chapter 2, Intoxicating Liquor, pertaining to Section 2-214, Procedures for Processing Application for Certificates of Compliance for Liquor Stores. This was sponsored by Councilman Deanna McLaughlin, and the Finance Committee voted in favor of approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 21. Councilman McLaughlin, you're the sponsor. We'll come to you for remarks, comments.
Thank you. So this will update our code related to applications for certificates of compliance. As we learned from the last lottery, there's nothing that requires an applicant to prove that they have permission to have a liquor store at the address they submit for the lottery. And the clerk did provide information that 67 applicants for the lottery used the same exact address. So this, with the help of the city clerk and Mr. Bittner, should eliminate that from happening the next time we have a draw for a liquor store license.
Any more comment or question regarding this ordinance? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 21 passes. First reading. Chairman Streetman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Without objection, I make a motion to take up ordinance 22, 2025, 26, 23, 2025, 26, and 24, 2025, 26 as one motion.
Motion been made and properly seconded to consider those three ordinances together. Any objection? Seeing none, we will take those up together. Chairman Streetman.
Ordinance 22, 2025, 26, first reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to conduct negotiations and to enter into an agreement for the purchase of real property located at 209 Plum Street, Clarksville, Tennessee, for the purpose of constructing affordable housing in partnership with Montgomery County Habitat for Humanity. Ordinance 23, 2025, 26, first reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to conduct negotiations and to enter into an agreement for the purchase of real property located at 121 Sampson Street, Clarksville, Tennessee, for the purpose of constructing affordable housing in partnership with Montgomery County Habitat for Humanity. Ordinance 24, 2025, 26, first reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to conduct negotiations and to enter into an agreement for the purchase of real property located at 105 Brooks Alley, Clarksville, Tennessee, for the purpose of constructing affordable housing in partnership with Montgomery County Habitat for Humanity. Both the Finance and Neighborhood and Community Services Committees voted in favor of approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinances 22, 23, and 24. Comment or question regarding these ordinances? Councilman Smith, you're recognized.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor, this is ordinance 25.
Oh,
I just put my.
okay, all right. Go ahead and put it on again. Any further comment or question regarding ordinance 22, 23, or 24? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
11 yes, 0 no, 1 abstain.
Those three ordinances are passed. First reading. Chairman Streetman.
Ordinance 25, 2025, 26, first reading, an ordinance amending Part 2 Code of Ordinances, Title 13, Utilities and Service, Chapter 3, Gas, Water, and Sewer Service, and Chapter 4, Water and/or Sewer Service to particular areas or subdivisions, the City of Clarksville, for the purpose of establishing the Clarksville Gas and Water Board. Both the Finance and the Gas and Water Committees voted in favor of approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 25. Councilman Smith, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Concerning this ordinance, I still have some reservations about this ordinance concerning the number of people who will serve on the board. We know that the Clarksville Water System is a division of the Clarksville Gas and Water Department, and it is one of the largest drinking water utilities in Tennessee. Clarksville currently provides safe drinking water to an estimated population of 250,000 consumers in Clarksville, Montgomery County. My reservations are this. It's concerning the number of people who will serve on the board. Only 5 members will be able to vote, including 1 council member, but the mayor is there as a non-voting member. The small board is not large enough to serve 250,000 consumers and to make the best decisions for the good of the consumers in Clarksville. Also, the 13-member city council will not have the authority to regulate, increase fees and rates for our customers or control pay raises. Another reason is that the Gas and Water Department could become a private entity that is not affiliated with the local government. We serve too many people to allow this type of takeover or a small board to take control of 250,000 consumers. I know this is the first reading, but we have only met one time about this with Mr. Riggins. However, we should do more research and investigate other cities as to how this type of board operates based on the pros and cons, to see if this decision is best for our city as well as our citizens. And so that is my main concern about this. And I know that Mr. Riggins said that the ordinances and codes were old, and I think they need to be updated before we make this big decision to turn this gas and water department over to such a small group of people. It's only 5 on that board, and like I said, the mayor would not be able to vote. And so I think we need to do some research to see what other cities are doing before we make this decision, this big decision to say, hey, 5 people is running the gas and water department. I know it's a board, but then the policies are old. I think we need more people on the board to make decisions for this many people. And that's my spiel. Thank you.
You're welcome. Regarding your first question regarding the number of board members, that is prescribed by state law.
I know.
State law says 5 and 5 only. And the third question or concern was being able to privatize a particular part. It would require that vote to come back to city council before that could happen.
Yeah.
So that takes care of those 2 issues.
Yeah, but it doesn't take care of the board. You know, I know we said, that's what I was saying, that Mr. Riggins did explain to me that the state rules and policies were old. And I told him at that time that the 5 members, that's just not enough people to make a big decision for these. And he said that the rates could go up, the fees can go up. It doesn't take care of the issue of my concerns for the citizens here. I've had some complaints about it. And so, you know, it's up to you all to vote for it, but I know I will not be voting for this. I know this is the first reading, and I think the policies need to be changed. I think we need to upgrade. And you know, I could see a bigger board handling 250,000 consumers or citizens, but I just can't see this small board doing this and making the best decision for our consumers. And so also I just say that, you know, we have no control over, you know, the pay raises or any of the increases in fees and rates. I just can't vote for this. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Councilman Streetman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I actually will be voting in favor of this. I appreciate all the work that Mr. Riggins has done, and he has researched other areas. This is not something he recently started working on. He's been working on this for some time, for many years actually now, in trying to develop this and get this prepared to be able to come before us. In regards to the small board, as the mayor stated, that is determined by the state as far as the number that can go on there. But as far as who determines who ends up on that board, the final decision falls with the council. The mayor will be appointing the members to the board, and then it is up to the council whether to vote them up or down to be able to be on there. There's established terms for how long those members are on there, so there is still control within the council here for how that board does operate. Also, the Gas and Water will be presenting their financials to the Finance Committee on a monthly basis, no different than CDE does, which is also set up in a similar fashion by having a board. This is also something that allows consumers themselves to be able to have direct representation by serving on that board. And not only just citizens that own property or customers of gas and water in the county, but also in the city, but also in the county, because Mr. Riggins is going to try to look for at least one member to serve on that board, that while the state law requires that the board members live within the city limits, he does want to look to have someone in the county, because gas and water does serve beyond the limits of our city. I think this is going to be beneficial for us. I think it takes politics out of the equation and allows true business decisions to be made in there with that. And I mean, I almost even hate to say this, but just as anything else we do, this is an ordinance that we're passing that takes 2 readings to get passed. But guess what? If we find there are great issues with this and doesn't work down the road, and again, Mr. Riggins, I even hate pointing this out because you know I'm in favor of this, but no different than anything else we do, you can also pass ordinances to change things the other direction. So I believe in the research that he's done. I believe in what he's presented us. I'm grateful for all the meetings that he's had with each and every member of this council to answer our questions in detail. I myself met with Mr. Riggins for I think about 2 hours going over all of this, and I know he spent substantial time with everyone else as well. He presented to the Gas and Water Committee not once but twice to ensure that it was exactly what it needed to be, and he presented to the Finance Committee as well. So thank you for all your work on this, and as I stated, I will be supporting this tonight.
Councilman Brown, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a reminder, Mayor, how many members are on the CDE board?
5.
Okay, so CDE has the same number of members as this is proposing, and I'm sure that's because of TCA. So as Mr. Riggins likes to point out, but so gas and water may service a few more people than CDE does, but we can get to where we have 20 board members. It's going to cost more money, but I understand, the points, and, but with it being, the same number of members as the CDE board, I'm going to have to support it.
Councilman Smith, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Listening to each and every one that has spoken on this council, I appreciate what you're saying. However, that is not going to change my mind. As I said, I stand up for what the people want, and that's what I'm here to represent, those who have complained to me about it. Yes, CDE does have 5. However, that does not stop the complaints from coming to me from CDE that I've received about the board, okay? So I have not made that known publicly, but there are some things going on, and I will not mention it here. This came from someone there. So there are some things going on with that board. But anyway, I'm just going to say this. Whatever you say is not going to change my mind. As I said, I don't think that 5 people is enough to handle 250,000 consumers. And also something that was stated by one of the members on the council that said that Mr. Riggins will be pulling someone from the county. My understanding is that Mr. Riggins said that the state said that we cannot pull anybody from the county. He said they have to be from the city. That's what he said here. So anyway, I mean, that's your vote. I'm not telling nobody which way to vote because that's against the Robert Rules of Order. And so I'm just saying it's not going to change my mind. I'm standing up for the people I represent. So as I said, I don't think it's enough, and I don't think we're ready. I think we need to look deeper into this. And I appreciate the work Mr. Riggins has done. We all work hard to make things better for our people. I've done research as well. And so I appreciate his work in meeting with him. However, I just think this is too fast. I think we need to take a deeper dive, look into this and research this more. I haven't got any feedback on any other cities as to how the 5 board has operated in favor of the citizens. We got to look at this because, as he said, there could be another increase in the rates and fees. But I just can't take that jump and make this quick decision just because I met with him one time. I like doing my research, And I haven't heard anything in my meeting with Mr. Riggins about what other cities have come up with or how they are faring, the pros and cons. I haven't heard that. Like I said, I thank Mr. Riggins for the meeting. However, there was just one meeting, short meeting, and I read the ordinance, and we talked about it. But like I said, it's not going to change my mind. The people that I ran for changes my mind. Thank you.
Councilman Streetman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I think maybe my statement was misunderstood, so I want to clarify for the record that what I stated is that that Mr. Riggins would be trying to look for somebody to recommend to put on the board that is a resident of the city, but also owns property in the county, meaning that they are also a county customer of Clarksville Gas and Water, which again, gas and water extends beyond, service area extends beyond our city limits. Thank you.
Councilman Chandler, you're recognized.
Call for the question, Mayor.
Any objection to the question? Seeing none, we're now voting on item, ordinance 25, that is. Put my teeth in so I can talk. All right, ordinance 25, every member, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
11 yes, 1 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 25 passes first reading. Chairman Streetman.
Ordinance 26, 2025, 26, first reading. An ordinance accepting the donation of certain real property from River Chase Marine Terminal LLC to the city of Clarksville for the purpose of the Greenway Walking Trail. The Finance Committee voted in favor of approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 26. Any comment or question regarding this ordinance? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 26 passes first reading. Chairman Streetman.
Resolution 24, 2025, 26, a resolution authorizing a memorandum of understanding with the City of Clarksville Police Department, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security's Tennessee Highway Safety Office pertaining to grant funds for the purchase and implementation of oral drug testing equipment. Both the Finance Committee and the Public Safety Committees voted in favor of approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of Resolution 24. Any comment or question regarding this resolution? Seeing none, Councilman Smith, you're recognized on this resolution.
Thank you, Mayor. As I said, won't be long. I will not be voting for this. I am glad that we will not have to pay for this, but I think there are some things we need to iron out on this resolution. Testing people who are medically prescribed, I think that's well, I ain't gonna say what class it is, but I'll say this: prescribed drugs such as codeine, hydrocodone, people smoking cannabis. We have people smoke cannabis every day and drive to work because of the PTSD or other mental illnesses that they have to use it for. So I don't know how we're gonna deal with this. How are we gonna deal with this? Are we just gonna arrest people because they're prescribe these narcotics, if they tell them that, hey, I'm prescribed this. Yeah, they said don't drive, but there might be an emergency where they have to drive. There are people who drive to work every day who take narcotics because of a condition that they're dealing with. How are we going to deal with the medical issues versus the practical use of recreational drugs? Are we going to just arrest people because of that? If they tell you, hey, I'm prescribed this. I'm medically prescribed this. So how are we going to deal with this? I just want to make sure that the police are equipped to decipher, you know, how to handle this. I don't want to see people going to jail and they are prescribed these narcotics. Yeah, I know it says don't drive. We know that. But people have to drive. They have to work. They have to live. They have to pay bills. So they have to go to work. That's my spiel. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman McLaughlin, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. We kind of touched on this last week when the same concerns came up. When we are prescribed medication that affects our ability to operate equipment, whether it's at a workplace or driving, it clearly says on there, do not operate equipment or drive. If somebody has an emergency, they can call and get help. I had knee replacement surgery. I took public transit because I was told not to drive. What's the difference between that concern and somebody having 4 beers, which is legal to have 4 beers, and then getting behind the wheel? This tool will give the law enforcement the information that they need to help solve and charge people on fatal accident crashes. It's not everyday situations. It was clearly stated by our chief of police. It's to help determine if any substances that you're not supposed to be using while you're operating a vehicle were involved in the cause of the accident. We were also told that 3 law enforcement officers will be specially trained in this equipment. They will be the ones that will be called and deploy the test at the consent of the person. The person doesn't consent, they aren't forced to give their saliva for the test. I appreciate this opportunity for our law enforcement to have the tools they need. Just like when we went through the vote for the body-worn cameras and on-car cameras, et cetera, this is another tool that will make the job more efficient and effective for law enforcement. Thank you.
Councilman Chandler, you're recognized.
Call for the question.
Question been called for and properly seconded. Any objection to the question? Hearing none, we are now voting on Resolution 24. Every member, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
11 yes, 1 no, 0 abstain.
Resolution 24 is adopted. Chairman Streetman.
That concludes my report, Mayor.
All right, we're now ready for Gas and Water Committee. Chairman McLaughlin, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I have some good news to share about our gas and water department. We seem to have some every month. This month, the department wants to congratulate several employees on earning state certifications during the fall 2025 testing session. Upon passing a rigorous exam involving scenario, informational, and math equation questions concerning all areas of our water distribution or wastewater collection systems or treatment plants. Those earning Tennessee Grade 2 water distribution certifications are Philip Woodinghill III, Alfonso Jacob Rodriguez, Dylan Williams, Ryan Bryson, Bryce Field, Thomas Hamilton, and Josiah Wright. The Tennessee Gas Association Leadership Forum was held in Murfreesboro. Tyler Hayes, Gas Division Assistant Manager, acting as the chair for Tennessee Gas Association's Education Steering Committee, led the committee in development and implementation of the first ever Tennessee Gas Association Leadership Forum. This forum focused on the development of leadership skills and was participated in by 120 Gas and Water Association members. And that concludes my report.
Any comment or question regarding this committee report? Now ready for Neighborhood and Community Services Committee. Chairman Shekinah, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. The Clarksville Neighborhood and Community Services Committee will meet on Monday, the 10th of November at 4:30 p.m. on the 4th floor of the conference room at City Hall. The Department of Neighborhood and Community Services keep their a webpage updated with information regarding the needs within the community. This page is actually tailored to provide details for households experiencing challenges during the federal government closure, as well as how to get help and to support your neighbors. So please just go on that website when you have chance and share that with your constituencies as well. The department is reopening the 12-month rental assistance program for eligible seniors, residents with disabilities, families with children under 18. And the program is actually designed to actually help households achieve financial stability and self-sufficiency through a year-long rental assistance subsidy. So to ensure funding remains reachable, we're actually focusing on the families with the greatest needs and the highest likelihood of long-term success. But we accept all applications, and referrals will be done to local partners with case management to these households. CNCS will host an informational workshop for local agencies on the 13th of November at 10 a.m. to explain program details and the referral process. If you're interested in knowing more about that, just go to community@cityofclarksville.com. That's community@cityofclarksville.com. Also, the Clarksville Area Urban Ministries, Irene Center for Hope, Clarksville Montgomery County Action Agency, and the Salvation Army, they're all collaborating to address the needs for unhoused residents throughout the winter. So the warming shelters are scheduled to open on the 1st of December and are highlighted on the city's Homeless Service/Canopy Initiative webpage. Sheltering updates and volunteer opportunities will also be posted on this page, and it'll be shared on other sites throughout the city's Facebook pages. And lastly, the Neighborhood and Community Services Home Rehabilitation Program. We're currently assisting 28 households in various stages of intake, site review, and repair. So as the temperatures drop, right now we're really looking for elderly, low-income type of seniors that need HVAC type of work done. So we're trying to make sure they stay warm for the winter. We're getting ahead of that. We're also looking to support and preserve the affordable housing stock to address low-income homeowners and critical needs, to include HVAC as well as electrical, plumbing, and roof improvements. That's all I have, Mayor, for Community and Neighborhood Services. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Any comment or question regarding this committee report? We're now ready for Parks and Recreation Committee. Chairman Zacharias, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. The Parks and Rec Department would like to invite you to join local author and historian Ronnie Tummelson for On the Rails, Stewart County Charcoal Iron, a special author talk at the L&N train station on November 15th at 10 a.m. Tummelson will explore how iron furnaces shaped the region's economy, industry, and identity. The event is free, but registration is required. Celebrate the season of gratitude in the Community Wellness Hub Fall Festival on November 15th from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Kleeman Recreation Center. This free event features a sit-down Thanksgiving dinner, a food giveaway, and family fun. Experience the magic of Christmas on the Cumberland in our holiday market on November 22nd from 2 to 8 p.m. along the scenic Riverwalk. Browse for handmade gifts, enjoy live music, food trucks, crafts, photos with Santa, and the return of our dazzling drone show lighting up the night sky. Clarksville's annual Lighted Christmas Parade is on Saturday, December 6th at 5 p.m., presented by the City of Clarksville and Montgomery County. The sparkling nighttime parade lights up downtown with floats, vehicles, and displays decked out in twinkling holiday magic. And finally, if you would like to join the Parks and Rec team, we are looking for an event facility manager, grounds and facilities maintenance assistant, Parks and Rec instructor, and a recreation aide. And as always, for more information and a complete list of programs, classes, and ongoing activities, you can visit clarksvilleparksrec.com or download the app on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Any comment or question regarding this committee report? We're now ready for the Public Safety Committee. In her absence, Chairman Zacharias, you'll report that for Chairman Lovato.
Thank you, Mayor. CFR has a couple things to report. Captain Steve Peters retired this month with 28 years of service to the City of Clarksville, so congratulations. CFR recently passed their 2024 Employee Incentive Pay Training Audit conducted by the state. CFR received its newest engine this month, and it was placed in service at Station 2 in the Sango District, and they are still accepting applications for open positions. If you are interested, you can show up for the physical agility test walkthrough at Fire Station 1 from 8:30 to 12, and I don't have a date on that. Is that any day? I will get with the with the Public Safety Committee and get an answer for that. Clarksville Police Department, their annual United Way fundraiser is called Rock with Cops, and that is Thursday, November 13th at the Wilma Rudolph Event Center. All proceeds go to the United Way. CPD will have several officers performing from 5 to 9 p.m. There will also be a kid zone and food trucks. Shop with a Cop is scheduled for Thursday, November 22nd at 9 a.m. at Walmart in Sango. CPD participates in this event every year that allows officers to spend personal time with young people from our community and take them shopping for the holidays with local nonprofit organizations. And shopping season is fast approaching. Please remember to park smart and lock your vehicles, conceal valuables in less obvious spots like the trunk, console, or other hidden compartments. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Any comment or question regarding this committee report? We're now ready for Transportation, Streets, and Garage Committee. Chairman Smith, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I give my report, I will say this, reference to Resolution 24. There are people, and I will say this again as I said it last week, there are people who are still prescribed narcotics that go to work daily. And so that does not stop people. There's no reason for a point of order.
Okay,
when I'm
we have a
speaking.
point of
I have
order.
the floor. I have the floor.
But you are on your committee
Well, I
report.
can still say what I got to
Chairman
say.
Smith, if you would, please give your committee
But
report.
still, there are people that are medically prescribed narcotics that go to work daily, okay? And so this is a sticky situation. The medically prescribed and those who use drugs for recreational.
Chairman Smith, please
Now.
give your report.
Well, I'm sorry,
Okay,
but I
let's
had to speak.
back
I had
back
the
to the
floor.
back to the committee report. Chairman Smith.
Too bad, but I had to say it for the record. Now, I will go back to my report. The TSG reports for the month of October 2025. Transportation. CTS transported a total of 48,863 riders on fixed route buses in October, including 9,657 seniors who rode for free. Also, CTS transported 4,882 riders on paratransit buses for a total of 53,745 riders for the month of October. We would like to congratulate Corey Wilbert of CTS, who won third place in the Bus Maintenance Division at the Tennessee Public Transportation Association Bus and Maintenance Rodeo on October the 23rd. Next, we have the Street Department. The total work orders were 338 for the month of October. Also, fall cleanup is still going on until November the 10th. Brush work orders thus far that have been picked up is 194. Paving has been completed on these following roads: Georgetown Road, Craig Mott Boulevard, Camp Bridge Road, Gupton Lane, and 7 Mile Ferry Road. That completes that report. Now we move on to the city garage. The total number of work orders are 392. The total parts cost for all the city vehicles was $81,946.04. And then we'll move on down to the gasoline. Fuel purchased by the city garage for on-site fuel was for unleaded a total of $96,133, for unleaded gallons for $45,820, and for diesel costs for gas was $30,790, and the total gallons was $11,458. I mean, 11,458 gallons. That was $30,000 for the diesel costs. Fuel costs for unleaded decreased by 10%. It was $2.21. Today it is now $1.99 per gallon, and that's for unleaded. For fuel for diesel was $2.70 per gallon. That was an increase of 9%. It was $2.48. That concludes my reports. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you for that report. Any comment or question regarding that committee report? We do have one item of new business to consider, but before we can take up ordinance 36, we have to vote to consider ordinance 36, 2025-26. I will entertain a motion and a
Motion
second to consider ordinance 36.
Consider ordinance 36.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of the consideration of ordinance 36. Any comment or question regarding the motion to consider? It does require 3/4 majority approval. We are now voting on the motion to consider ordinance 36. Every member, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
11 yes, 0 no, 1 abstain.
The consideration of ordinance 36 passes. We are now on ordinance 36, 2025-26. Councilman McLaughlin, you're the sponsor. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. This was initiated by our Director of Clarksville Gas and Water, Mark Riggins. And essentially what it does is it allows the Gas and Water Department to determine if somebody has a hardship. They'll extend their bill payment by 14 days to avoid interruption of service. This is in light of people's loss of income from the government shutdown and other things that happen from time to time. But currently, the Gas and Water Department does not have this ability under our current ordinances or codes versus what CDE has. So I ask for your approval. This will help our citizens during their time of need. Make a motion for approval.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 36. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 36? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 36 passes first reading. I will say, members, that we will have a special session of the Clarksville City Council for a second reading of this ordinance and to tidy up a couple of other things on Wednesday, November 12th at 4:30 in council chambers, and notices will go out soon. All right, Mayor and council member comments. Before I call on members, I will say, for the record, pursuant to state law, the report on debt obligations for the City of Clarksville interfund loan is officially entered into the record during this regular session of the Clarksville City Council. Councilman Brown, you're recognized for comments.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to bring up and make sure everybody knows that the new driver's license testing center has opened on Hornbuckle off exit 11. It's located at 635 Hornbuckle. They opened the doors up this morning, and there was only like a 10-minute wait this morning, so it's probably a good time to get out there the next day or two before everybody else realizes that it is open. So, first come, first serve. But thanks to our state delegation for making this happen, and also thank them for having to keep our original location open also. It's going to stay open for a little while. Eventually, they're going to remodel it, close it for a little bit to remodel and then reopen. So, you know, it's going to be a great asset to have two full locations.
Hear, hear. I agree with that. Councilman Chandler, you're recognized for comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Since we got Veterans Day coming up, I would like to pay tribute to two men that were very instrumental in my life, both of them veterans. The first one is Jesse Chandler Jr. That's my father. At age 18, he was drafted off of a farm on the backside of Woodlawn in what's called Stringtown or York Landing. Was sent to fight a war. Had barely left Montgomery County or Stewart County his whole life and was sent to fight in a war. The next one is my father-in-law. This picture was made in 1940 something. Etheridge Manson Mann, better known as E.M. Mann. Again, same story. World War II, 18-year-old boy was drafted off of a farm in Indian Mound, Tennessee. Again, same thing. Very rarely had he ever left Stewart County to do anything. In first part of 1943, he was captured by the German army, was sent to a German prisoner of war camp in Stalag 12A. In 1944, as the Allies moved east, they moved them from that prison camp into Prussia in Stalag 9B. He was finally released from prisoner of war camp in 1945. Came back to Indian Mound. Folks, you're going to have to excuse me just a second. This is the most religious Christian man I have ever met in my life. I asked him one time about his Christian beliefs, and he said, when you spend 2 years in a German POW camp, Everything else the rest of your life is beside the point. One last thing, all the Germans would feed him was turnips, and he would probably shoot you if you brought a turnip into his house. One last thing, folks. I had treatment number 39 today. The oncologist declared me cancer-free. I got to ring the bell. Have them PSA tests, man.
And that concludes his report. Councilman McLaughlin, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few comments. One is that the Riverview Cemetery needs our help, us and the community, to sponsor an additional 216 more wreaths for the veterans' graves that rest in our city cemetery. When we pushed it out last year, we got to our goal. $17 for a wreath, you get 5 for $85, and that would cover every veteran's grave at the Riverview Cemetery. The city clerk has a flyer pushed up there. You can also go to wreathsacrossamerica.org/Tennessee 0273, and that would be a place where you can sponsor wreaths for the Riverview Cemetery. There was a news release put out yesterday rather. City of Clarksville encourages local sportsmen to support neighbors through Hunters for the Hungry program. This is hunting season for a lot of people. Not everybody will use the meat that they get, but people in our community are hungry right now more than ever, and you have an opportunity to drop that off, anything that you have off, at 2 processing facilities in our city: Montgomery County Meat Locker on 1000 Ross Lane, or Hunter's Harvest at 435 Dover Road. They will process that and get it to families that are in need. I also want to congratulate the Northwest High School cross-country team. They're headed to state, and soon we'll be celebrating their victory with special recognitions. Right, Mayor?
That's exactly right. Hooah.
Okay. And then one other announcement, early voting for the 7th Congressional District special election starts on November 12th and runs through November 26th. And all early voting takes place at our Montgomery County Election Commission. The election day is Tuesday, December 2nd at your assigned voting precinct. And that concludes all of my reports. And again, I'm sorry for the mix-up on the zoning.
That's quite all right. Councilman Zacharias, you're recognized for comments.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll keep this brief. I just want to take the opportunity to wish a very special little girl up in Michigan. Rosie turned 1 year old yesterday. Rosie's my granddaughter, and I will be up there to celebrate with her on Saturday.
Happy birthday, Rosie.
Yay, Rosie. Doesn't sound like it's good here.
I know.
Councilman Haywood, you're recognized for comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Mine's also going to be short. As you all know, we're entering Middle Tennessee tornado season. So get checked into Ryan Hall on YouTube. He has Clarksville's own song that anytime we're in a danger zone, he plays it because there's like 5,000 people that will comment, "Is Clarksville in danger?" on his YouTube channel. He was real instrumental on right after the December 9th tornado. So yeah, be careful. I think we've got some inclement weather on Friday, so make sure you charge your phones. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. I have one comment I would like to make. Jane Griffey Burkhardt, a longtime city employee, passed away on Tuesday. She was the mother of former city council member and current state representative Jeff Burkhardt, Philip Burkhardt, my high school classmate, and their little sister Lisa. Jane served this city with distinction, and she loved her family, and she loved this community. She will be missed by all. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our business. Okay. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Without objection, we're adjourned.